Hey there, and welcome back to the golden age of DC Comics 365. What's going on here? I'm reading an old book of mine. This has been, I've been honored to have this book for almost 2 decades now. It's a coffee table book, and it's graced all of my coffee tables in almost the past 20 years or so. It was given to me by one of my best friends, and I love this book. So I'm reading it, and I'm going to read it with you and for you. Why? Because I love talking about comic books. And if you're tuning in right now, chances are you do too. And so we're going to talk about comic books for just a couple of minutes a day. You know what? I'm going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. You know what? Tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern to find out if I do. Meanwhile, let's see what the day has to offer. It is February the 3rd. And, so we got some black and white art here from Adventure Comics number 34, published in January of 1939. And story and art by Will Eli. And as always, since we're diving into the past, the golden age of DC Comics, the golden age literally of DC Comics is 1938 to 1955, but the golden age of comic books is got to be just a little bit before that. Dick Tracy started in 1931 in newspaper strips, and some comics, the modern comics, started in 1935. And just available art and in fiction, available in a niche genre, signaled the end of the Great Depression. Now that you had a few more cents, maybe you can spend it on our advertisers here. And that was, print publication and technology and the way to deliver message. And but yeah, so this is the 20th century. Our streaming content had a different medium, and it flowed at its own space time, but it's also of its own space time. So I'm going to show you the picture, and I have your trigger warning, and eat it too. But I understand triggering imagery on the internet. You're just tuning in to your timeline, and you got to see watch a woman get punched in the face, or slammed to the concrete by an authority, or someone's on fire, or something's on fire. I don't dig that stuff on the internet. You can keep that to yourself. I can have the choice to see that if I wanted to. I mean, I've seen enough of it in real life. I mean, you don't have to foist it in my timeline. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not. But I'm also going to say, hey, some of the subject matter in this, I'll give you the caveat, as I do in my usual videos, please do not burn your hands holding on to my hot takes. If you do, well, that's on you, gal or pal, or any friend in between in the great spectrum of humanity, however you identify. But this includes, on these specific videos, includes any problematic stereotypes or antediluvian 20th century mores. So we have, for February 3rd, a damsel in distress. Yeah, this is a common trope in fiction up until recently, which may or may not be harmful, may or may not be stereotypical. It may, but this is Dale Daring, and she's been captured by a pirate and lashed to a mast, and she's awaiting rescue by the big, lantern-jawed hero, whoever the hero is in this tale. But let's read it. So yeah, this is, I'll say it again, this is story and art by Will Eli from Adventure Comics, number 34, published in January of 1939. February 3rd. Dale Daring remains defiant after being captured by a pirate who says things like, "Ah, the little one is very charming when she's angry, arg." The next thing you know, her boyfriend has been forced to walk the plank. However, the whole thing turns out to be a dream, induced when Dale got conked on the noggin by a rock. At first, this seems like no more than bad writing, but a Freudian might suggest that this is sheer wish fulfillment, and that Dale really wants to lose her boring beau and get tied up by a buccaneer. Holy problematic, Batman. Yeah, well, that's just, that's it for today. This one's it's pretty self-explanatory. It shows the traditional damsel in distress. Yeah, and yeah, now, yeah, so have we outgrown that? I don't know. I don't want to turn this into a modern argument. This is just about the golden age of DC Comics. 365 days. So you know what? We're talking about comic books today, and we're talking about it through the lens of yesteryear. And those were often that was a trope. The damsel in distress. Yes, one of many tropes that women had in fiction of that day. There was also the femme fatale, like my love, the Baroness over there of G.I. Joe fame. She's the intelligence officer, and the femme fatale, she's a spy. There's also there's the Wonder Woman archetype, the Amazon, and the damsel. Yeah, there's they're just it's just as many as there were just the man archetypes as well. Lantern-jawed hero, strong man, science guy, evil mad scientist, other, enemy, and those were fraught with their own, harmful cultural, stereotypes too. But it's what we're talking about. It's what we're going down history, going down memory lane, and we're sharing our love of comic books. And that was just what was up for today. It's not meant to be problematic, and it's not going to be on this station. It is what it is, and that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of material. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. If I'm a big lad, I can handle it. Let's continue the conversation in the comments section. What did you feel about that panel? Is it, do you feel victimized by it, or do you feel that we've come a long way, baby, as the Virginia Slim cigarette, marketed towards women used to say, which was also print publication, and ad revenue. But and so you know what? I would love to earn your subscription. I'm also an amateur theologian, an ordained minister. I say let's get spiritual. We often do. I am a professional chef. And what I do is I make cooking videos occasionally. And I want to share with you restaurant level hacks so your food is nutritious, delicious, and beautiful, and for you to share at your table with your loved ones. So please, I'd love to earn your subscription. You have a wonderful day, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, okay? We're talking comic books for the rest of the year. Yeah, I think so, huh? Cheers.